Hello everybody, welcome to my video of my 1990 Porsche 944 S2 Cabriolet. Hope you guys like it because I absolutely love this car. I'm making two videos off the bat. This one here introducing the car, its highlights and features along with my experience owning it. Then the other video will be about the work I've done on it, rebuilding the head, replacing the steering rack, and many other fixes. So whether you're shopping for one or fixing one up, I hope these videos can help you in your adventure to keeping these fantastic cars in service for everyone to appreciate. So without further ado, let's begin with the reason why I got this car. I started out looking for a sports car that was somewhat unique yet affordable. I looked at the 5th generation Honda Prelude, the Subaru SVX, which I used to own for about 4 years, but neither were rear-wheel drive, and although the SVX was, to me, a gorgeous looking car, it wasn't very sporty being so heavy. Not to mention that Subaru no longer makes parts for it. As a car enthusiast, I keep hearing how great Porsches are. They could be expensive to own as well, but I figure, being an ex-mechanic, I would try to fix things myself, saving money and learning something new. This particular one came from the United States originally. Many are known to have cracks in the dashboard, but mine is in very good condition with no cracks at all. The body is also in good condition as well. Now, I wasn't exactly opting for a convertible, since I've never owned one before and somehow thought it'd be cold in the winter and noisy overall. And since I burn easily under the sun, I really wouldn't put the top down too often anyway. But having looked at two other 944 S2 coupes and one turbo coupe, there are no turbo convertibles in North America by the way, this one was the best condition mechanically and aesthetically during the 6 months I was shopping. So obviously this is a black car with a black interior. As with any black exterior, small swirl marks or large scratches will show easily. The previous owner had this car detailed, and though it was a good job, with the car still having a pretty good sheen on its surface, some places were buffed a little too deep. Anyway, wish I knew which products they use because the Menzerna stuff that Mercedes uses, that I use on my other cars, doesn't quite hold up. So if you guys know of something that holds up longer, please let me know. The tires down here are getting a little old at 5 years, so I'll likely replace those pretty soon to probably newer Extreme Contacts by Continental since I like to drive year-round. The pop-up headlights work pretty well, being such an old car. It's still bright enough for me. I don't feel a need to upgrade anytime soon. Now, there's a whole bunch of options that came with this car, and from what I've seen, no two cars are alike. To check to see what kind of options came with your car, there's a decal right beside the spare tire here in the trunk. And the spare tire is a special one. You'll have to inflate it in order to use it. Now this special piece of equipment that looks like a metal canister is a dampener for the chassis to absorb vibrations and noise that gets conducted through the frame and into the interior. I've seen them on various types of vehicles like Mercedes or Volvo. So next, let's talk a little bit about the 944 S2 from a driver's perspective. Right when I sat in this car, I felt a little bit uncomfortable. Not because of the seat, but because it was so low and had such a long hood line. If you've driven the S2000 or a Mercedes SL, it'd be kind of similar. The steering was also a little bit stiffer than I'm used to, having owned BMW, Mercedes, and a couple of Subarus. But hey, this was a sports car. If there weren't compromises, then it's really not much of a sports car, is it? So having said that, with a sports car, they're known to be a bit noisy and have a bumpy ride as well. With the 944, this is partially true. The noise from the 944 sounds like it's from both the engine and the exhaust. So to me, this is pretty ideal. I'm not putting down the Nissan G30s, but when I drove those, I could only hear the exhaust. Comfort-wise, this car actually does quite well. The road noise is fairly dampened at highway speeds, and the suspension also soaks up the bumps better than at low speeds, so it feels pretty stable and relatively smooth. As for practicality, I'd say this car holds up pretty well for a sports car. Two spacious front seats, two rear seats for the kids, and the rear seat backs even fold down. Now, the trunk space is a little bit limited in height, however, as a daily driver or as a car for a short road trip for two people, it should do quite well if you pack light. So it's this practicality versus sportiness balance, along with its gorgeous looks, that keeps the 944 alive. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd be glad to answer any questions you have about the car, and please take a look at my second video on restoring the 944 S2. Until next time, happy motoring!